Hi Koonies, this is Koon. You want esports? Cygames gives you esports. The dream is now a reality and we finally get the chance to move our fingers away from mobile phone to PS4 console this time. I told some Koonies that I bought a PS4 Pro console last December. The reason is obvious because I was waiting for Granblue Fantasy Versus and Granblue Fantasy Relink. Now the closed beta for Granblue Fantasy Versus is around the corner and I think this is the time for me to create more contents and videos for my lovely Koonies, and of course, I will also reward you guys with something special right before the closed beta of Granblue Fantasy Versus. You can try to help yourself with some imagination, but the best way to get rewarded is to stay tuned to Koon's channel. I bring you more information about the closed beta of Granblue Fantasy Versus through my YouTube channel and my Facebook page in near future. So please subscribe to my channel and follow my Facebook page now because the secret rewards are waiting for you. I'll be sharing the fun with you guys very soon. Now, let's get back to the topic. So why Cygames wants to make a fighting game and release it on PS4 instead of PC or other platforms? To understand this decision, we might have to take a peep at the total revenue generated by the global gaming industry. According to a report released by Newzoo around the first quarter of 2018, the analytic company expected 2.3 billion gamers from all over the world to spend $137.9 billion on games in 2018. How much exactly is $137.9 billion? To make it easier for everyone to understand, you can actually buy more than 450 F-16 fighter aircraft or 1,200 airplanes or 15,000 Leopard 2A7 using this money. Wow, that's a lot of money. They also forecast mobile games would generate $70.3 billion, which accounts for 51% of the total spending last year, while 25% of this big pie would go to consoles like Xbox and PlayStation. Meanwhile, the esports industry was projected to generate $906 million in revenue in 2018, and this figure is expected to increase to over $1 billion over the next 2 years. Money is the best motivator. Granblue Fantasy is already a very successful, popular, and profitable mobile game, but if you want to buy into the revenue pie created by the robust growth of gaming industry, especially for esports and console markets, Granblue Fantasy mobile game has its limit. Again, if you really want to classify a game as an esports title, I think it must fulfill the criteria of careful planning, precise timing, and skillful execution. However, it is very difficult for us to spot these elements in Granblue Fantasy at the moment. First, Granblue Fantasy involves no skill. I know some of you may feel surprised, but this is the truth. You don't need a skill to play this mobile game. That's why it is so popular and that's why it is widely accepted by young and old alike. It is more towards a knowledge-driven game or a resource management game instead of a skill-demanding game. Secondly, the starting point for everyone in Granblue Fantasy is different. Some players started the game like 2 years ago, and some of you probably started the game like just 6 months ago. It is not possible for us to see a fair competition between players because the fighting ground is not level. Thirdly, due to the nature of Gacha system, we are very unlikely to get the same characters, weapons, or summons, so there is no way to have a fair and square match between us. Not to mention, everyone is using different devices to play the game. Granblue Fantasy mobile game is not suitable to be treated as an esports title. Cygames knows this very well. They understand there is a missing link to the big revenue pie, and we as players were also looking for something to show off our skills, talents, and innovations without the limitation of Gacha system. That's why I believe Grand Fantasy Versus is the golden key, or you may also call it an important piece of puzzle to complete and sustain the ecosystem of Grand Fantasy for both Cygames and the player base. If you try to search for Cygames esports channel using YouTube, you will discover that the company is trying to boost their presence in the esports industry diligently. We all know that they have held some tournaments for games like Shadowverse. If this is anything to go by, there is a very high chance for Cygames to organize regional or international tournaments for Granblue Fantasy Versus as well. The arrival of this new fighting game is not just a win-win solution to both Cygames and players, but also a very nice turn to kill two birds in the esports and console markets. I expect this game to serve as a new platform to reach more players from Western countries too, because there are a lot of Western players who know Sony and PS4 but they have no idea what is Grand Fantasy or Cygame. The situation is actually pretty similar in Malaysia or Southeast Asian country. If you ask people or gamers about Grand Fantasy, I think there are a lot of them would answer your question with a question mark. However, this is a good sign because it means there is a very big room for Grand Fantasy to grow. From the aspect of consumer, I personally very happy to see Cygames move to make Grand Fantasy into a fighting game title. And best thing is that they're working with Arc System Works to develop this game. Well, if you got a chance to play Dragon Ball FighterZ, you'll definitely be amazed by how they have brought 2.5D graphic and fighting games to life. Now, if you step back a little bit and try to look at the bigger picture on the wall, what do you see? Cygames is trying to penetrate, this is not a very good word. Cygames is trying to tap into every segment of global games market and play a part in your life. From art collections, concerts, animes, albums, mobile games, PS4 games, there's so many things. And man, I'm really delighted to see my contribution of gacha money is growing into a big tree, and now we are all waiting for the fruit of Grand Fantasy Versus to drop. This is an amazing development. This is what we players and also investors want to see. And to be very honest, I didn't expect to see something like this when I first installed Grand Fantasy in my Xiaomi 5 years ago. Alright, so the closed beta of Grand Fantasy Versus is now open for registration. Do it now before the time runs out. They will close the application on May 24th and all the selected applicants will be informed on May 27 or 28. You can find the link to the official site under the video description. Finally, I would like to highlight again, remember to stay tuned to my channel and Facebook updates very closely to win the rewards. You can also find the link to my Facebook page under this video. Know your game, know yourself, and play like a pro. This is Koon. I will see you again very soon. Bye.
僕たちの空の旅は無限の可能性に満ちている。
さて、いつもの剣の稽古とはわけが違うぞ、ブラ。
ルリア、下がってて。
はい、気をつけてください。姉さん相手でもやれるぜ。